Hi everyone, welcome to Pbolic Notes. My name is Michael Krukchin. Today is Saturday, March 18, 2022, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. My goal today is to look at with you at one of the indicators that I'm trying to kind of assess if it's one that I should be using more often with technical analysis for cryptocurrencies, and it's the one that's called the trend exhaustion indicator. I'll be testing it today with you live, and I'll be testing it with some of the layer 1 protocols and try and see if it shows for the weekly charts accuracy, and I will backtest it going a couple of years and see how often it was a good indicator on what would be following with some of the layer 1 tokens that I'll be looking at today. So before I get started, I'd just like to make sure that you understand there's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing with you what I know about this space, and take everything with a grain of salt. And I hope that whatever we're doing today will help me and you in doing our tech analysis. So let me right away share the screen with you. And before I forget, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, so that way my number of subscribers goes up. And also whenever I have future videos that I post, you'll get notified when you click on the notification as well. So let's share right now my computer screen with you. And I will also right away bring to the definition of what this indicator is on the TradingView. It says the trading exhaustion indicator is a custom indicator that TradingView has created, and it's loosely based on the trend exhaustion index created by another user. And what it does is that it kind of tells you when a trend has done a reversal and when it falls below the signal. So basically the way it works is that, I guess with the trend exhaustion is that whenever there's a sense that the current going trend may be going through a reversal, the indicator will give us basically an indication with it's color coded, so it's kind of easy to see. And I guess the way they're using it is that so when it's a red trend exhaustion indication, it means that it's going to be bearish, and whenever it's the green one, it's going to be bullish. So what I like to do is to get started, I'm just to kind of like back test it a bit with the NASDAQ and just see how accurate this was. Let's say if we go back a couple of years with the NASDAQ. So what I have on this chart here is going back to 2014, let's say, and I have the moving averages as well, the 50-week, 100-week, and a 200-week. And then so if you look at this this indicator, it sees that, let's say if we fast forward to, let's say, 2015, so over here it starts giving us a positive signal. So let's see if this was a good signal. So it looks like the index was something in a range of around 4,800 points, and the positive signal kind of ends over here, and then it becomes bearish. But this was a very fast drop. So you see, basically, this was not a great signal because it looks like somebody may have missed it, because by the time that this indicator by itself gave us the sell signal, all of a sudden you were already at a loss. So let's fast forward. So again, this is at a loss. So it looks like it caught this bearish signal over here. And then right over here on around May 2, it turned green again. So basically it gave a bullish signal, and this was at approximately around something in the range of 4,600 points. And then it was a bullish signal, bullish signal, bullish signal, and then it became a sell. It became a sell right over here at 5,200. So this was a good 15% uptick. And then it gave another buy. So this buy also was a great signal. And then it gave a sell right over here. And then basically that means that you would have to liquidate your position. And then it gave a buy again. So again, this is a good signal. And then right around here, it gave a sell. But see, this sell was already it was kind of late, right? Because basically by the time the user saw that it was a sell signal, it had already gone down quite a bit, but from something from 8,000 points down to maybe around 7,500. So that was maybe a 6 to 8% drop already. And as we fast forward over here, again, it was bearish. It became bullish again. So this is a good signal. And then bullish, bearish, bullish. So this is looking like a decent indicator, even though over here, you see what happens, that it seems to have like been very late with this one. See, this one here on December 9th, 2019, it gave a buy signal at around 8,600 points, and then it was still a buy, and then boom, there was a total collapse here, but the trend exhaustion didn't catch it at all, and then it gave a sell signal here. So this seems to have been a false signal. It gave a sell, then it gave a buy again, and basically at this stage it was a good signal sell. So again, like any indicators in technical analysis, you can't use it only by itself. But this seems to be this seems to have basically been right a lot of the times. So I think if somebody was using this indicator for the Nasdaq, it seemed to have been an okay indicator. If I go to Bitcoin, just see what it did with. Let's just change this to crypto, and let's just see what this indicator did with Bitcoin. And I would go with, let's say, the FTX exchange. So again, well, this was not a great exchange. Let me use another exchange because FTX doesn't seem to be that great for historical. Let's go to Gemini. Okay, this is decent. So with Gemini, basically the exchange. So again, I'm using Bitcoin here, and I'm using the trend exhaustion indicator. And if I go to the auto chart, let's see what we catch. So right over here we are. So we've gone back to, let's say, 2016. So this was a buy signal. So basically we're not seeing much here because it's back then Bitcoin was trading really at a well below the numbers compared to what we see today. But let's see if we see what happens from 2016. So this gave us a buy signal over here, and this was okay. And then over here gave us a sell. So then the position was liquidated. It gave a buy again at approximately at something in the range of $700. And then we fast forward, the sell came over here. So this was a great signal, because by the time the sell signal came right about here from 700, the sell would have been at 10x already. So this was definitely a good move. And then the sell came at around Bitcoin being something range of 8,700. And then the investors sold their position, and fast forward, and all of a sudden at 5,200. So this was definitely a good signal. It gave a buy again. So this was a good move. The buy came here, the sell, it caught it, and then the buy signal came here. This seems to have been maybe a very short-lived bullish period, because over here looks like the buy came here, and then Bitcoin collapsed, and then so this was a false signal, definitely. So didn't catch it correctly. Right over here, this one here, and then we fast forward to I'm going to go logarithmic now, just so that we can where we at. Not seeing the logarithmic chart. Anyway, it's okay. I'm just seeing don't know what happened to it. But basically, if I go to the, yeah, it just disappeared. Very strange. Okay, so here we are again. So it doesn't matter. We'll be able to basically go this way. All right. Okay, here we go. Logarithmic. All right. Perfect. So here we are. So again, it gave us a this over here. We knew that it was a false signal. Sell signal came here, and then this was also a false signal, right? Because you see, it gave us a sell at approximately 6,400 points for Bitcoin. And as we fast forward, it gave us a, see, this was someone who have sold here. Bitcoin was actually going at from 6,800 up to something in the range of 8,500, and meanwhile this was the trend exhaustion indicator was kind of a bearish signal. And then over here gave us a buy signal. This was great because the buy came at approximately in the range of 18,000 US dollars for Bitcoin, and the sell came over here. So meaning that by the time the sell came, it was something in the range of 34,000 US dollars. So this was definitely a good move. And then as we fast forward to over here, it gave us again a sell over here. This was a good signal. and then it gave a buy over here. So this buy looks like someone would have bought this Bitcoin over here. It went down a little bit, but then it went bullish again. So meaning that when this buy signal came in at approximately something in range of $50,000, then it went down. So obviously the investor should have held on to his position and stayed in place. And this thing could have gone up to something in a range of over here, 42,000 before it became a sell signal. So this one again, I guess the moral of the story is when you see a token doing really a nice rally upwards, it's probably a good idea to take some profits, because really it's one of those things where, I mean, the way I like doing it is I like looking at the Bollinger Bands, because if I look at the Bollinger Bands, I'm sure it's going to give us a better idea about how things are going. So you see, so let's say if I look at this situation here, okay, so all of a sudden I had a buy signal right over here, and once I bought this Bitcoin over here and assumed that I held on, I didn't basically panic when it dropped over here. All of a sudden, it would have gone right over here on top, so it would have been on the higher part of the standard deviation for the Bollinger Bands. It probably would have made sense to start taking some profits here, because unless, I mean, yeah, I could have maybe like hope that it was going to do this and go parabolic, but the reality is that's not how things really work out. So over here with this trend exhaustion indicator, I think that if I had got this buy position here, and then once I started hitting this upper range of the Bollinger Bands, it would probably be a good idea to kind of sell and to take profits, or at least take some profits before it drops. So all in all, I think with Bitcoin, I would say that it looks like it's working maybe more than 50% of the time. I will remove these drawings, and now let's see kind of what it does with Ethereum. Just see if Ethereum was any better. And again, I'm using the weekly charts. So let's take a look at this. So what we'll do is again, I'm going back to a couple years. Let's go to have this at logarithmic for the charts. So that way we'll be able to see it better on our screen. And then if I kind of see what Ethereum has behaved with this indicator, which is again the trend exhaustion indicator, it looks to us like as if, let's go back to maybe right over here. So again, it gave a buy signal over here. So it looks like Ethereum was something in the range of maybe $85, and then the sell would have come here at 245. So that was an excellent 200% profit for the investor, and this would have been a sell. And then the new buy would have been right over here. And again, this was also a good signal, right? And again, you see, using this indicator, I think it looks like to be a winner when you're using it with the Bollinger Bands, right? So basically, because it gives you the buy, and then once it starts getting at this higher part of the standard deviation, it's probably a good time to start taking some profits. And then it gave us sell signal here, and when it gave the sell, it was something in the range of around $800. Fast forward, and then the new buy came at 150. So this was a great sell signal. New buy comes to 150 again with the Bollinger Bands, right? So it looks like buy comes to 150, and the investor buys it. All of a sudden, we hit on this upper part of the Bollinger Bands. Probably a good idea to take some profits, right? Even though the trend exhaustion indicator hasn't really given us the sell signal yet. And then it gave us a sell signal here way later on. I would have taken the profit over here. And then sell signal came here. And then again, the new buy came down here, which was again a good signal. And then the sell signal came. So that means now it would be a false signal. So you see basically, because it gave us a sell signal over here, the investor sold, it went down a little bit. And then a new buy came right over here. So a new buy signal came over here. Ethereum is in the range of around $300. And you're going up. So again, you see, buy signal came approximately $300, and fast forward, all of a sudden, Ethereum hits the upper part of this Bollinger Band. So again, this would be a good idea to take some profits. So you see, this is kind of there's no exact science, and we can't be using these indicators blindly, because using it blindly, it gets us in trouble. And it will basically get us in trouble with the actual the charts. So if I fast forward here, so here we are again. So right over here, I have a sell signal, which was, it looks like may have been a false signal because it gave me a sell over here, and then afterwards, I am, again, this may have been a false signal because it gave a sell and it was already too late. And then the buy came again, right over here. The buy signal, so investor buys a position. And then it hits this upper part of the Bollinger Bands. And it looks like, see, once the buy came, once it hit this upper part, it would be a good idea to take some profits already. And afterwards, as you see here, it went up again much higher. So basically over here, Ethereum was around $4,000. Then it got up to way higher. So again, as an investor, I mean, they should have taken a good profit over here already, and then taken more profit over here. So this is because it's hitting really the upper part of the standard deviation of the Bollinger Bands. And then a sell signal would have come right over here. And currently we're in this signal. So it looks like if I'm looking to buy Ethereum, I think if I'm using this indicator, I'm probably not buying Ethereum yet. I'm trying to see kind of what's going to happen over here, what's Ethereum going to do, and how is it going to be reacting with this indicator. So I think that this is not a bad indicator to use in conjunction with the Bollinger Bands. I like to do this exercise for one more token as well. Maybe we can use a token that has also historical. I'll go with Cardano, because Cardano is again a layer 1 protocol, and it does have historical. And let's kind of test it to see how it behaves with these two indicators. So what I'm going to do now is I will, I've gone back to Cardano to as far back as Let's Go Automatic, and as far back as 2018. I will remove these drawings so that way we're not going to get confused. And here we are. So basically with Cardano, it looks like if I'm using again these indicators, I have a buy signal right over here. This was a good signal. And then a sell signal came over here. So the investors sold their position, false signal, right? Because I sold here and it looks like the price went up a bit. It doesn't matter, but it looks like afterwards it did drop. And then a buy signal came over here. So let's just see what's going on here. This buy signal was potentially a false signal because not much happened there. And then it gave a sell. So then the investors closed the position. And then a buy signal came over here. So then investors buys are approximately maybe at, looks like it's 7 cents. And then you see like it hits the upper part, or getting towards the upper part of the Bollinger Band. Probably good idea to take some profits there. And then afterwards, a sell signal came here. Just looks like it was a good signal. And buy signal over here. This may have been a false signal, right? Because you see, it gave a buy, yet the Cardano's price is going downwards. Then it gave another sell. Okay, so the price actually went more lower again. Buy came over here. So the investor bought the position. This was a false signal. And then sell, buy was a good signal. Again, I would have sold over here when it hits the upper start, or at least taking some profit, because it's kind of hitting this upper range of the Bollinger Bands. And as we fast forward to see over here, then it gave a sell signal. So this looks like as if it was an okay signal, because I mean the price didn't move much, but at least it didn't parabolically go up or anything. And then it gave a buy signal here. This definitely looks like it was a good signal. It gives a buy, investor buys position, then it goes almost parabolic over here. So again, some profit tripping taken right over here. This again at the upper end of our standard deviation with the Bollinger Bands, and then it kept on going upper. So that means if I had sold my position, or if I had taken most of my profits here, that means I would have missed this rally, which is okay. I mean, at the end the investors still make good profits here. And then a sell signal came here. This looks like as if it was an okay signal, because there is some correction here going on. And then a new buy came over here. This was definitely a false signal, because it gave us a buy signal. Meanwhile, Cardano's price was at $2.60, and then and it went down to basically $2. So that means the investors lost 30% on this false signal. And currently, where we're at with this is at this range of again bearish market territory. So all in all, I mean, I'm not 100% convinced it's a good indicator for me. But it's one of those things where again it's I mean, with tech analysis, I mean, there's no absolutes. We just gotta try different things, and then figure out which positions are working best with what indicators. But don't fall in love with any indicators, because nothing is perfect. Things change, and just learn from your mistakes and use the different tools. And really in this space, what I've learned is never to invest more funds that you're comfortable losing, because I mean, the whole space could go down to zero. And if it does, it should not be the end of the world for the investors. So that's why this is where I'm at with this indicator today. Thanks so much for sharing, everyone. And I look forward to getting some comments from this video. Thanks so much. Goodbye.